Hey, everybody. Welcome once again to the Dino and Dino Youngstown Studio podcast show on a Monday, October 13th, 2025, with our special guest, voice actor Rob
All right,
Paulsen.
Rob.
Hey! There's a huge segment of your audience who's saying, "Who? Who's
Well,
that?
that's what. Yeah, they don't know who that is, but
Who
they
the
know
hell
who.
is Rob Paulsen?"
But
Yeah,
they know all the characters from Animaniacs, Wacko, Snowball, Pinky and the Brain.
yep.
Right here, we got Pinky,
Yes,
and
I
we have
see him. Narf.
Narf.
Raphael, and we want to welcome Rob Paulsen to Youngstown, Ohio.
Thank you.
And Rob is. Let me read a little something first, okay?
Fire away.
I mean, Rob has over 2,000
2000.
acting credits to his name. He's a creator, he's a musician, singer, and voice actor who's he's won 3 Annie Awards,
Mhm.
a Peabody Award, and an Emmy Award for Animaniacs Live. Or Pinky and the Brain, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
And we want to welcome Rob to our show here in the Youngstown. We've moved on. We're still doing Golden String.
Only on Thursdays
We're
now.
still doing Golden String Radio, but we're thankful to Joe Danier and BJ for letting us do some podcast shows. And this is our 8th show. Randy did a show. Randy
Great.
Rogel. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday,
know.
Randy.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Randy.
happy birthday,
Happy
Randy.
birthday to Randy.
My
And Randy
guru.
did a show.
Mhm.
And we're just so lucky. I mean, we can't go any. Our show is going to go down from here, I think. I mean, we've got the main man here, Rob Paulsen.
Well,
But,
thank you, boys, and thank you, Youngstown Studio folks, for allowing the Dinos to use that facility. As you folks know, these two, the Dino the elder and Dino the slightly younger,
thank you.
Thank you.
are profoundly good gentlemen, and the way in which you both and your family have embraced yours truly and Randy and Jim, a Youngstown hero, and all these wonderful people whom you have sought out. You took it upon yourself to say, "Hey, we like this, what these guys do and these girls. Let's go meet them." But every time you do, fellas, you remind me what is so special about this particular gig I have. I'm good at my job, and you folks are making a fuss over me, but I don't draw them and I don't write them. However, when it works at the level in which I and others have had the good fortune to experience, it is utterly timeless and utterly magical. And the older I get, the more I understand that your kindness to have me on, and I've spoken with you countless times, your kindness of having me and the others on is a reflection of the most important part of this exercise, which is how deeply these characters connect with people. At what you're doing for me today, at this level, this isn't about money, ratings, merchandise, all of which are important. It's not a charity, but at this level, it's just astonishing to see again and again and again, often and almost always with you two guys, to see what joy these characters are bringing. And you've helped me connect with wonderful young men and women all over the world. And I owe it to you. And it's
Well, thank you.
I'm
very
glad you said.
kind of you to do this.
I'm glad you said all over the world, because right now, you know what's going on in the world in the Middle East with all people coming together. But Rob has brought together Ireland. We have Ireland here represented from the girls,
Yay.
Stina
Yeah.
and her twin sister Louise.
Yep.
They're watching right now.
Hey, ladies.
And then we have our friend from Russia,
Milena.
Milena. Where's my picture?
Right there, buddy.
This is this picture you drew of you.
I'm telling you, Milena, all of you, you and Milena and the lovely sisters. I'm not ashamed of admitting it. I will till the day I die. I'm a mama's boy, and I miss my mother every single day. I miss my dad about once every 3.5 weeks, and he would totally get that, and he'd be fine with it. But you ladies have gone out of your way to put together these lovely tributes and art and things that include me and my mom. And I honestly, it's just honestly, ladies, I don't. And Mr. Dino and Mr. Dino, those of us who are lucky enough to know you, and this is the truth. We talk about you guys all the time in the context of how did we get so lucky? And it's like a serious question. It's not a smoke blowing question. Nobody gave this to us. We've all worked really hard. However, now that we've been around and we get to know people, you guys have become part of our lives, and you show us how that what we do is bigger than my paycheck. It really is, and it's outrageous. Not surprising, but it's outrageous the amount of kindness and thoughtfulness you can continue to show us all.
I love reading the book here.
I love it reading the book too.
Rob's book.
Thank you.
That you wrote here. And I mean, I know we don't have much time, but I want to try to go through some of the highlights of the book about where, you were born in Michigan and you started out, you wanted to be a hockey player, correct? You wanted to go into sports, but I think you told the story, somebody knocked you down and you go, that's it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm done with that. Right?
I played all through, as a kid and then high school. And I was pretty good. Not good enough to just say, okay, you can come and play for the University of Michigan. I had an opportunity to do like a walk-on, skate-on in college. And so I was good enough to catch their attention. So let's see what you can do, and maybe we can give you some money toward your education. Great. Went over there. We were scrimmaging for maybe 15 minutes, and some kid from Winnipeg absolutely freaking drilled me, and it was completely legal. I had my head down, boom. And when I got my bearings, he said, sorry about that. Are you okay, bro? And I said, I'm fine. But the guy did me a favor. I was probably 18 and change, and I thought, well, these guys probably aren't good enough to make it to the big show, and I'm not as good as these guys are. And so that's it. And so hockey went from my hopeful vocation to my avocation, along with golf and sports cars and stuff. But I love hockey. I eat, sleep, and breathe the Detroit Red Wings. And to this day, when I cut myself, I still bleed red. So I must be a very ardent fan. But I just love sports. The only game I was any good at was hockey. But I realized I had neither the talent, temperament, nor dental insurance to make a freaking nickel.
That's right. Let's fast forward. So hockey didn't phase out. So then you went into like music. You were in a band.
Yeah.
Played music for a while. Then you went out to California to do acting. You wanted to get into serious acting.
Right.
You did a lot of shows like MacGyver, St. Elsewhere.
Yep.
And there's a cool story in the book about how somebody offered you a job on St. Elsewhere. It was a popular show at the time.
Yeah.
But you were doing some voice. You were doing Turtles. So you told him. You said, I can't do Hill Street Blues.
Hill Street Blues.
I'm sorry, Hill Street Blues.
Yeah.
You said they offered you Hill Street Blues, and you said, I can't do Hill Street Blues. I'm doing Turtles. And the guy goes,
Turtle.
A cartoon? You're turning down a TV show for Turtles?
Well, it wasn't, to make it a little clear. I was starting to work a lot, especially at Hanna-Barbera. And in those days, I was doing Johnny Quest and oh gosh, we did a Jetsons movie in which I played Judy's boyfriend, Sky Rocker. But I mean, we did Snorks, which was like Smurfs underwater.
Yeah, your first was G.I. Joe, correct?
Yeah,
You
G.I. Joe and
did
Transformers for that was for Marvel.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Those were the
but you were still doing you're still doing TV shows too, right?
Oh yeah. I was auditioning like you mentioned. My ostensible reason for coming here was music, TV, movies, commercials, all of which I was doing. But after I'd been here for a few years, my agent said, you sing and you sing in character and you're a pretty good improviser. And you ever thought about doing animation? I said, well, sure. But in those days, animation was relegated primarily to Saturday morning with 3 networks. And so it wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now. It wasn't like now we've got 24-hour anime. MeTV Tunes just happened and 24/7 cartoons. Every other week there's a new Pixar, Disney, Universe. All this exploded when I had the opportunity to read for cartoons. And so what I did is what happens to often to people who go somewhere else to seek what it is that they think they want to do. I put myself in a position to get lucky. I could have maybe even gotten a record deal back in Michigan, but I wouldn't have had the opportunity that popped up to say, hey, you want to do this too? Sure. And it took me about, I don't know, 6 months, maybe a year to finally tell my agent, if somebody does a movie who's a friend of mine and they want to give me a small part, great. But I'm in this, I want to do this. Because it really didn't matter to me whether or not people recognized my face. I would be lying if I said I don't enjoy it when people recognize me now because of nice folks like you and how many interviews we've done and other people. And so my mug is out there in the context of all these shows and conventions. And so I get recognized fairly often, a few times a week. And it doesn't matter where I am. It's pretty neat.
Right.
But the upshot of the whole experience, you guys, is precisely what you do, which is you speak to the joy and the happiness and the excitement that someone meeting me, not so much because it's me, but because it's Yakko, or because it's Pinky, or because it's Carl or Raphael or Donatello or one of those characters. All it does is make people happy. So I'm grateful that I said, yeah, I want to work and I want to be able to sing and do all the things that I love to do. And lo and behold, all these years later, people are starting to recognize me. I'm so happy because they make me smile. And all I have to do is say, Nerf. And
let's hold that thought because we want to bring up some of the comments that Dino
Okay.
We have a lot of people start up at the beginning, Dane.
Okay.
Great.
And these are just people that
Let's
we
see.
have. Maybe you recognize some of these people. We have Melina from Russia. She's saying, "Hello, comrades." Hello, put it up on the screen there.
Hey, Melina.
Hey, comrades and Rob.
Hello, Melina.
Okay, who we got coming
Cassandra.
up? Cassandra. You know Cassandra from California?
Cassie. Yeah,
Cassie?
we love Cassie.
Yeah, she has a great question. Hey, this is Martina.
She's a friend of yours, I
Right.
Hey
think.
there, guys. It's Rob. It's a pleasure meeting you finally. Okay, and then we're
My
going to go down
pleasure.
to
Let's see.
Laura Shank.
Laura
You know
Shank,
Laura.
Laura Shank says hi.
I know Laura Shank. Hey, sweetie.
And then we have
Say hi to your mom. There's Christina McElwain.
hey
Oh,
Rob, hope you're all well. Our Irish hats are at your agency.
Yeah, well, they're not at our agency.
Wait.
They are in Randy's house, and because I left mine there one night, but we've got them.
Awesome.
And Laura says, what's Laura say there? Hi, Rob. I can't wait to see you in November in Orlando.
That's right. We're going to be down there with all the Ninja Turtles. We're still alive. That's good.
Louise, Christina's sister, says, Rob is a legend.
Yep.
Rob is a legend.
Rob is a legend right there.
Here's another
And if
one
you don't
from
believe
Kylie.
me, ask me. Yeah.
That's Rob. Kylie says, Robbie, was the third voice actor that I've met in person at New York City. The first two were Tom Kenny,
And Gray
Gray
Delisle.
Delisle.
Great.
Grail Delisle is awesome.
Isn't she
Yeah.
something?
She's just like you, Rob. Very personable. Loves the fans. Just a great person.
Thank you.
Who we got?
Haley Bullen.
Haley. You know
Yeah.
Haley.
Yes. Oh my God. You guys, there are so many. And again, reminder for those of you who are fans of the Dinos and Golden String and all of this, remember, this is all facilitated by the two gentlemen whom you see in the studio. All I did, and it's not false modesty, all I did was go do what I do. But you guys went out of your way to engage with these lovely people from all over the world to make a fuss over me and Gray and Carlos and Tom. And it is we who owe you the gratitude for making this happen. This is why we do this, you know?
Well, part of it too is you, Rob. I mean, you see the way you just talk, the way you interact with people. It's you. I mean, you go to a lot of these Comic Cons. A lot of the people are in, like you say, just for the money or the merchandise. But you connect. I mean, the fans. I go to your cons, and the line. I feel sorry for some of the people. Your line is so long, and you're not even there yet. Okay. You're not even there, and people are in the line waiting to see you. And then maybe the next guy over, there's like two people. Okay, you know what I mean?
Well, thank you, sir. And that is something certainly that I try to cultivate. I've learned from so many wonderful people in sports and show business and just in everyday life. People who have all the juice they'll need. They got zillions of dollars. They have their own private jet. They have Oscars. They're in the Hall of Fame, whatever. And they choose to be just like us, decent, kind, very appreciative. They understand that, you know, I could have a script written by Jesus and 30 million bucks is someone else's money. And if you and you lovely folks out there don't watch, tax write-off. And so we really do. It's not hyperbole. If you don't buy tickets to your favorite football team, baseball team, you don't support movies, or you don't come and visit people and say, hey, man, I met Rob. He seemed like a really nice, all that stuff. We don't have that unless it's a deeply collaborative effort and it touches enough buttons at folks like you. We have two generations right there, and often three people my age who have a child who might be 40 and a grandchild who might be 12. And they all love these characters. And what you guys do is continue to feed that beast that it really matters to people. And I will never be able to express on behalf of all of us our gratitude. It just, nobody has a job at almost 70 where I go home exhausted from saying thank you to a bunch of lovely people. Nobody gets that.
Let's give Ellie. She's from London. Ellie says
here. Let me go up to the.
She had a.
Let me see if I can find it
first
here.
She says, "Can't wait until you come back." But then she had another question too.
But that was another question. Wait,
Okay.
Let me see if I can find that question up here.
There it is. She's writing a play or something.
Hold on one second.
Wait. Haley go back to Haley right there. Up. No, the other way.
This way, right?
No.
The other way, right?
Yeah, right
the other
way.
Yeah.
Haley Bolton.
Haley says,
yep.
Rob, I watched a Halloween special not too long ago on MeTV Tunes. It was called Monster in My Pocket. I think you voiced the vampire Dracula from this cartoon special.
I think you're right, Haley, and I don't mean to be so scattered. I'm not trying to be coy. I've been here for 47 years, and
Haley would know. Haley would know that was you. But that was you.
Yeah, that. And so I've been lucky enough to be working the vast majority of that time. So I often forget. Thank goodness for people like Haley Bullen and the what do you call it? The Internet Movie Database, because people will be at events and say, "This is you, right?" And I'll hear some voice that, God, it sounds, it could be, well, 1983, blah, blah. Yep. That was
Well, you've done so many 2000. I mean, you
2000.
can't keep track
Yeah.
of them all. But Turtles was kind of the first big one for you.
Oh, yeah.
Turtles, getting the job for Turtles with
Oh, yeah.
Townsend Coleman.
Turtles, that was after I'd started doing cartoons. By that time, I had done Smurfs, and I had done Johnny Quest and Snorks and all this other stuff. And I was starting to do the Disney Afternoon. I was starting to do
Oh yeah.
Gummy Bears and Darkwing Duck and Rescue Rangers,
Goof Troop.
Goof Troop. Then I auditioned for, I was doing the animated, the TV version on NBC Saturday morning, Fraggle Rock.
Oh yeah.
Townsend Coleman and Bob Bergen. And one day the director came in and said, "Hey, I'm casting for this thing next week called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." And I said, "Wow, that's kind of wild." And I did a little research from some comic book friends I had, and I thought I'd heard it was a comic book, and of course it was, but that was the extent of my knowledge about that particular franchise. But man, once it popped in like January of '88, my son in those days was, 5, I think. And wow, when that thing exploded, it was not only a great boon for my career, because whether or not it's my show, and it wasn't, if you're involved in anything that becomes a huge hit, you get a lot more opportunities. People think, well, these guys must be pretty good. I mean, working on this show for a couple of years, and it's selling billions of dollars of merchandise, and it's getting another season on CBS. Let's bring them in to read. So I'd get more and more opportunities. But yeah, Ninja Turtles, that show is not slowing down at all. Man, I will never. My kid is now 41, and he had his best friend have a birthday party a couple weeks ago that was all Ninja Turtle birthday parties. 42.
Right. Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
And so after Turtles, and tell us how that's after Animaniacs came.
Yes.
After Turtles. Okay.
Turtles. We started working on Turtles. The animation, the cartoon came first, and it was a little different than the ordinary way shows are produced and then stripped. That is to say, 13 episodes, 4 times a year, which gives you 52 weeks, once a week. But usually it goes from the network and then filters down into being syndicated and runs and runs and runs. This way, we started out syndicated first, and the toy company, Playmates, paid for the first 5 episodes. And then it exploded, and then CBS brought it to network. And then the rest is history. So, as I said, I'd started getting more auditions and media auditions. And because I had also started working on Tiny Toon Adventures, that was the same crew, Tom Ruger, Steven Spielberg, Gene McCurdy, and Andrea Romano, a group of writers who ended up doing Animaniacs. So I was already working on Tiny Toons and probably did, 35 or 40 episodes of that. So I knew everyone really well. And when I heard about this new show, that's me, Papa Dino. Hello, me. Okay. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you. I love that too, because there's another plushie that's, ka-ching, 18.2 cents. And so I knew the show was coming, and I knew that all of us were going to get a crack at it. That would be Tress, Jim Cummings, Charlie Adler, everybody, Maurice, all the people who had already been working on Tiny Toons. We all knew we'd get a crack at it, but we still had to audition. However, there's an interesting side note about this. When Animaniacs became a reality, I thought, okay, this is my punch. This is my pitch, rather. This is the high heat, right smack dab over the plate. All I have to do is make a clean swing and connect, because I get to sing, I get to do dialects, I get to improvise, I get to be funny with Steven, with full orchestra, just like Looney Tunes were made. And it's the only time before since, fellas, in which I've walked up to the producer, in this case, Tom Ruger, and said, Tommy, if you don't hire me for this, you're making a mistake. And it was not out of arrogance. It was because I was absolutely ready. If I'd gotten this audition 5 years earlier, I would have been too nervous about what I might have screwed up. And so the timing was perfect. And it took probably 6 weeks of callbacks, but I got the gig. And I used to say, if Ninja Turtles changed my career trajectory, then Animaniacs changed my life. And I was correct. It completely changed my my place in Hollywood, because when you're associated with Steven and Warner Brothers and a hit and piles of music, most of which I got to sing, and the songs were original. It wasn't a tribute band, and I was correct, and it's still is changing my life for the better. When Randy and I go do Animaniacs in concert, or if I'm at a con doing Q&A or opportunities like this, I'm so proud. There I am, Animaniacs live with my partner Randy. Yeah, and it just doesn't stop, because it's really good. And now I'm far enough removed from the original that I can sit back and watch a few of them and be more objective. And I have no notes. They're really good. They just hold up beautifully.
Let's hold that thought for a minute, Rob. We have Cassandra. Bring up Cassandra from California.
She says
a question.
She says, Robbie, of all the question, do you think about the people after you meet them at the convention?
She told me on the phone, she goes, you go to the cons and you meet all these people. Yes. And after it's over, you go back to your hotel, you're in your room. She wants to know if you think about these people after, some people make an impression on you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. As I said earlier, sweetie, and I think I've even told Cassie this before, and Cassie's one of them. Cassie and her mother have been impossibly kind and generous with their love and affection, their effusiveness and their compliments, and the continuing to say such wonderful things about all of us who have had the good fortune of meeting and knowing Cassie. Absolutely. Obviously, I can't by name remember everyone, because I'm impossibly fortunate to meet so many people. But as I said earlier, I go home or back to my room exhausted from saying thank you, not from saying, oh yeah, okay, one more, okay, yeah, okay. I don't care how many more. There will come a time where people won't want me to sign stuff, and that's the problem. Right now, if people ask, of course, but I go home exhausted, and I don't know how to be more thankful or grateful. I'm tired from doing something I would do for nothing, because it lights me up for people to whom it means so much and lights them up. And then they want to drive, they want to fly, they buy a ticket, they might have to rent a hotel, they have to rent a car sometimes. Then they seek me out in my line, and I do what I'm doing now. I like to talk to people. I want to be able to express my gratitude to everybody, so I don't sit behind a table. I want to stand up and talk with everybody, and they will wait and be patient to tell me thank you. So yes, the simple answer to your very pertinent question, Cassie, is absolutely. And that's why I loved writing the book, because I was able to capture a number of really seminal moments in my life that were facilitated by my gig, but meeting the people to whom these characters have gotten them through serious health issues, suicide attempts, the death of a parent, the death of a precious animal, whatever. Yeah, I remember all the time, and I truly can't get enough of it. It's
How
impossible.
about Christina and her sister? They
No,
have
I hate them. I
yeah.
hate them. Both of them. I
They
never
have a
liked them.
they have a
No,
tattoo of you.
that's
where's
I
that
know of Randy
your
and
arm.
me both. Listen,
I mean, wait a minute. They've got you,
I know.
the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin,
Uh,
and John Denver.
let me see if I can
So
find
it's
that.
you, John Denver, and the crocodile hunter. I mean,
Yeah.
those are three amazing. I mean, think of those people, right?
Oh,
Let me
Three
see if I
great
can find that
people.
comment
Listen,
here.
I am in super high company. But the bottom line is the kindness
See if I can
and
find that.
joy and sweet. See, there you go. The awesome Rob Paulsen, the Dinos, you guys too. Oh, great.
I'm on there too.
Randy
I'm on there
Singer.
too.
Yeah, I mean, you, Louise and Christina, always like our other Jenny Butler
Hey,
and
we have Matilda from Italy is listening.
Matilda.
You know Matilda?
I do. Well, I know
Martina.
her.
Martina, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Martina.
So we got
Martina
Italy
Festa.
listening.
Right,
We're
Martina
bringing,
Festa.
we're bringing the whole world
There's
together.
a lot of people on
It's
the
great.
Facebook group.
See, Rob?
Look at the thing up there. There's 16 people up at the top.
Great.
Wow.
Well,
And Ella Clifford Wilson says, "Can you say hi to me?"
yes, I can. Hello, nurse. Sorry, my
Ella's,
voice is a little.
Ella's from London, right?
I know. I met.
Ella's from I think London. I think.
Yeah,
I
I met. I've seen Ella. Pardon me. I've met Ella a number of times. She knows we know each other quite well, and Ella was there when we did our little concert, Animaniacs in concert. We did a little teaser at the
Oh
MC
yeah,
con, and Ella was
I
kind
think I
enough
did
to
see that video.
Justin Pringa, he says hello.
Yeah. Hi, Justin.
Hey
Yeah.
Justin.
Everybody, but the two McElwain sisters, as I said, along with Jenny, the Dinos, Ella, all of you, Martina, just your Lucy, our friend Lucy back in the UK. I think she's from Scotland actually, but
Scotland, yeah.
all of you are like this big extended family whom I never in a million years could have imagined. But because of the nature of what I do for a living, and because I love to speak about it, and the timing of how big these conventions have become, it facilitates meeting people and speaking with them on a very personal level. And I love that because you really do develop friendships
Okay.
that transcend, the ocean. No problem,
Kyle has
Kyle says, question for Rob. Do you have any tips for getting into a character's mindset for, like, example, Pinky?
Well, acting is acting. And I don't mean to sound so curt, but that's true. So my point is that with two exceptions, everyone who does what I and Maurice and Frank Welker and Tress and Jess and all of us do have a live performance background, stand-up comedy, music. They could be writers who do like SNL, people who are writers and then do improvisation, dance, theater. And the only people I know offhand who came to Hollywood specifically to do animated characters, to do voice acting, are Nancy Cartwright, who's Bart, and Corey Burton, whom you guys might know as, Ludwig von Drake now, and Count Dooku on Star Wars, and one of the most impossible. Oh, he was Gruffy Gummy on Gummy Bears.
Oh yeah.
And a dear friend. But everyone else has a live performance background. That doesn't mean that, oh, shoot, well, I guess I better go start taking theater classes. Well, that would be great because acting is acting. My whole background had nothing to do with animation specifically. It had to do with acting and performing and creating characters. So that's a long roundabout way of answering your question, which is I inhabit a character the same way that I did when I was the same way I do if I'm on stage or in a movie. And that is I take all the information I have about the character, the context in which he or she or it interacts with other people in the story, what his or her or its social situation is, where do they live on the social structure in this thing, and if the social structure is a bunch of talking vegetables, okay, who's the head talking vegetable? Do I have a vegetable that's my talking vegetable boss? In other words, I try to find ways to sort of humanize the characters to give me something to hang on to, and then I'm fairly clever, and I've saved a lot of stuff that I can often repurpose to use because my job is almost always to be funny or clever. And so I've stashed away a lot of things that'll show up in shows years apart because I will use something more than once, especially if it works in a new context. But I also pick up stuff from other actors. And my ultimate goal is to become utterly unself-conscious as Rob. That means that if I'm going to be Pinky, my goal is to be able to improvise and chat with you all day long as Pinky. And I will never envision in my head that it's Rob talking. I mean, I'll see Pinky, but I'll also have a completely different energy. I will the way my voice print is offered is different. I will have Pinkyisms that have nothing to do with the way I behave, and that's because I'm worked to inhabit. And the longer you do it, the more precious and filled out the characters become. And then once you've done it a long time, you can sort of home in on what needs to be, and then you work with directors, producers, writers who say, that's great, Rob, more of that. Or, the thing you did there, can we try it without that? Sure. There's no ego. Both people, the folks on both sides of the glass, the actors, writers, producers, nobody's nose gets out of joint if I try something that's different than the writer, and the majority of the people say, oh, let's go with that. The writer doesn't say, well, screw you.
And
yeah, go ahead.
One of my not
Let's start at the theme.
Wait, hold on. Nadia Asfar says, I honestly appreciate your kindness, Rob. Thank you for coming to the Northeast twice for the comic conventions this year and for singing Yakko's World with me. Cross that off my bucket list.
Oh,
let's read some of these comments. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
Nadia is not only one of my favorite young women in the whole world, she is an excellent photographer. So those of you who have not had the privilege of meeting Ms. Nadia Asfar, you really should, but be careful. She's talented. She's young. She's really smart. She's really beautiful. And she's got the most precious, joyful, sweet personality. So protect your heart a little bit because she's really lovely. Like Louise and Christina and,
Let's just go down the list here. Some of these, because people are saying things, Rob. I don't want to leave anybody out. So let's.
Oh, good.
Let's go down real quick.
Yeah, I'm going down.
Okay, go real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see.
No, just start going down from the top.
This is the bottom right here.
Oh, okay.
Let's
back up.
Let's see.
Just hit it.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can find that one question. Martina Festa says, Rob, can I ask you something? How did you came up with a wonderful and sensible voice for Throttle of Biker Mice?
Well, I'm really glad you asked, Martina. As you look at me and you don't think sensual and badass. You think, why is that silly man sitting there making silly noises for money? Why isn't he out working at Starbucks doing something much more necessary and creative? So this was the only chance I got to be sort of a sensual guy.
Like
And
the
I got
right thing.
Yeah.
to say things like, okay, Martina, let me tell you something. In this wild and woolly universe of ours, there are only three things you can count on: your brains, your bros, and your bike. Helmets on.
There
It's
you
time to rock and ride.
go. There you go.
And so that's why I did it. And I have to say, it's probably the only voice, the character I've ever done where I've had more than a couple of young women say, "Oh, Throttle's kind of sexy."
Ask Melina's there. She's got a
Okay.
question.
Thank
Melina,
you.
Melina says a question. Comrade Rob, how did you learn Russian word, and what do other words do you know as well as thank you? Spazio, I think.
Spasibo. Spasibo
Spasibo.
means thank you in Russian. Well, my grandparents on my mother's side were from Macedonia, Makedonsky, which used to be a province in northern Greece, but it's Eastern Europe, so it's close to Poland and Montenegro. Some of the other Eastern Bloc countries. And so when I was growing up, my grandfather on my mother's side spoke Russian, he spoke Turkish, spoke Macedonian, English. And so I learned a little bit of Russian, but I really didn't learn. I learned more sort of Macedonian, Bulgarian words like milk is mleko, bread is lep. I can count to 10, and I think some of the words for the numbers are a little similar, like eno, dve, tri, četiri, pet, šest, sedam, osum, devit, desit. Now,
There you go.
that could be a little bit of Greek, a little bit of Russian, a little bit of Ukrainian Russian are similar. But so that's why. Also, because I love language and I love being able to say, because of nice people like Martina and all these lovely folks from around the world. I have a little friend, Meryl de Wilde, who's from Belgium, speaks perfect English. Our lovely young friend from Malta. Oh my God, I feel so. I'll remember. But so I want to learn to say yes, please, thank you, or you're very kind, or I love you, thank you, in a fan's language. What inspired that a little bit, Martina? And thank you for shining a bit of a light on that. About 5 years ago, the Turtles and I were in Kevin Conroy. We all went to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and it was absolutely a magnificent trip. Had no idea that so many people in the Emirates and the Middle East were big fans of Turtles, but apparently they were, because in our case, they would show the U.S. cartoons with Arabic subtitles, but our voices. And many of them said they learned to speak at least rudimentary English watching Turtles. And after this marvelous experience, I kind of sat myself down and said, "Oh, wait a minute, hotshot. You're getting the privilege of traveling all over the world, and everywhere you go, people know how to speak English. You're in the United Arab Emirates. All you can say is salam alechem and alechem salam and couscous. That's it. And maybe you owe these other folks at least to try to communicate with them in their language as much as you can. You're not going to have, at the moment, you're not going to have 7 languages which you know fluently, but I can try to use words that matter in pleasant conversation. Excuse me, excuse me, where's the hotel? Or thank you very much. The food was excellent. Or do you speak English? Or something, where I can communicate instead of walking around like, look at me, I don't have any idea what I'm saying. Because everybody else does.
Mhm.
Japan, Europe, doesn't matter. Iceland, South Africa, they can all speak English. And I'm grateful, but I really need to make more of an effort to try to communicate in your language, Martina. So the least I could do was say thank you. So, spasibo.
There you go.
And Ella Clifford
wait, let
Wilson
me-
has a
wait,
question.
wait.
She says, "I.e., I love you, buddy. Hope you come back to London soon. My boyfriend says hi. He's turning 21 on the 28th of this month. Question: could I talk to you about the play film I'm writing? XXX. Oh, and I also hope you love the jacket I made for you."
Rob, speaking of London,
Yeah.
we got to bring this guy in. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I
Wacko.
think it was last year. Jess, over at Golden String Radio, Jess did a Beatles cover.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us all about how that came about. You guys were in London
And Jim Cummings too.
with Jim
Yeah.
Cummings.
We were on our way to do MCM Comic Con, and Jess, as I knew, I've known him for 35 years. Jess is not only a wonderful actor, great singer, but he's really good at singing and character. And he does perfect impressions of every Beatle. They're perfect. Close your eyes. Oh, that's Ringo. Oh, that's George. It's spectacular. And so the Beatles are his primary favorite rock and roll group of all time. Good call. So he said, hey, Robbie, since you and Jimmy are both coming to MCM, I'm going to rent Abbey Road Studios for a day. And they give me a sound engineer and all the stuff we need. And I'm going to record a bunch of Beatles songs. And I would love to have you guys sing harmony on a bunch of them. Of course, we said, sure, nobody gets to work at Abbey Road. Nobody does. And that was absolutely impossible to explain. Just walking, I spent more time, I think, walking through and looking at all the places I'd seen in movies and documentaries about Abbey Road, and also the pictures of all the people who performed there. Peter Sellers, Sophia Loren, Monty Python, obviously the Beatles, Pink Floyd, David Bowie, Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra, over and over and over. And it's just impossible to explain not only the impact it had, but express my impossible gratitude to Jesse for putting it together. And the thing he put, the CD, sounds great.
That. Yeah, we have that.
We have it on. I think it's on digital download.
Yeah, we play that at
Yeah.
over Golden String. I think
Golden
you
String.
did.
Sounds great, Jesse.
I'll be back.
Oh man,
What else did
great.
they sing? Did they sing?
I'll
be back.
And Jim and Jess sang "No Reply."
No reply.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. I got to sing.
And you guys all sang because. Yeah.
Because the world is round, it turns on.
Did you walk across the crosswalk?
Absolutely. And you know what? It's just precious because it's right out in front of the studio. It's a little corner. And it's a one-way street at that spot. So people are coming from your right to left as you're crossing from the Abbey Road studio side to the other side. And I was there 2 days or 3 days, I think. And of course, tried to get pictures and got some. But the drivers are so patient because everybody from around the world comes there. And at any given moment, there may be half a dozen people who each want to have their specific picture taken, stopping in the middle, or crossing like on the cover of Abbey Road. And the drivers are so patient, so kind. I have to say, as much as I'm a proud American, if that happened in Detroit or
Yeah.
Cleveland or New York, it would be like, hey,
Get
hey,
out of the way,
asshole, get out of
yeah.
my way. Yeah. I don't want to hold your hand. I want to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But
Well, let's
no,
read
it
some
was
comments.
spectacular,
Yeah.
man.
Let's see.
We're going to read some comments here,
ahead.
Rob.
Christina says, "Are the hats at Randy's house, Rob? Because we got hats for you and Randy and an Irish gift for Cynthia. Just wanted to make sure you and Randy received them okay. So glad you received your mom canvas. Thank you, Rob, for passing Randy his."
It's
Oh, just
absolute
keep reading some
pleasure
more.
and
Dan.
privilege.
Okay.
Just go down.
Randy does have his hat. Yes.
Let's see. Laura Shank says, "Please bring back Animaniacs Live to Central 4. We have some great venues."
Boy, you sure do. And I think we will. We did so many in 2023 and 2024, that I think we did 70, 75, 70, 75. So what often happens, Laura, when you're doing thank you, Dino, when you're doing
welcome.
a show like ours, you do, blast around. We did a number of them in Canada, we did a few overseas, and the venues all like them. And then what they generally do is wait maybe a year or two to bring you back. And in the meantime, we cultivate more venues. So we are next year, we're already starting in early 2026 doing more Animaniacs in concert. And my next goal, I've been working on my own one-man show out here for the last couple of months, and I'm really enjoying it. And that's something else that I would like to bring around, because I just love meeting folks. I love doing Q&A. And our friend Carrie Elwes, who most of you folks would know as Wesley in oh my God, Princess Bride. Princess Bride.
Okay.
Yeah, the lead, handsome Carrie Elwes, just a dear friend and just a great, great, great man. And so he's been taking an evening with Princess Bride, because that's a culturally iconic movie. So he goes and they watch the movie together, and he then goes over wonderful anecdotes he has about making it. And then they do Q&A, and then afterwards or the next day they do an autograph thing. And I want to do the same thing, because I have so much to talk about in this lovely career that I'm still enjoying. And like our friends here, people have questions. And often there are very funny stories to go along with some of these questions. And that's why I had so much fun doing my podcast. So what I'm working on now is an opportunity to just bring my own self around and do my own show and Animaniacs and concert. I just love doing it all. I'm not going to stop, because I just love being creative.
All right.
Is Rob and Randy going to come back to Ohio one day?
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. No, we had a blast in Ohio. I want to go. Randy's never been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I said, oh, dude, we gotta go there. In fact, what I should do, I should get a hold of the Rock Hall people and say, now look, every one of those people who does rock and roll, and even the old people like me, they all knew Bugs and Daffy and Tweety and all the Disney stuff. I think give us half an hour and do a short little concert at the Rock Hall with an electric piano. We have a blast. But that's another thing I'm learning about these characters. I'm a big sports guy, and
awesome. That'd be awesome.
All the people who are professional athletes whom I've met, like singing the national anthem at Dodger Stadium or throwing out the first pitch at Comerica Park in Detroit, or meeting professional hockey players, whatever. Movie stars too. It turns out that Scarlett Johansson's crush was Raphael. And I had a friend of mine who knows her say, dude, check this out. And she had posted something and asking, who's your boyfriend when you were a kid? Raphael. Oh my God. So I want to say to, what's his name? The gentleman Colin Jost, who's her husband, say, hey, Colin, you better keep your nose clean on SNL, pal, because your wife is that far from dumping you for a turtle. Because I was there first, all right, in her mind. So
I like that.
You like that?
Hey, real quick about Ohio.
Yeah.
Last week, Jim Cummings was doing an art show in Cleveland.
Great.
For I think it was Alice in Wonderland, a kind of an art show.
Huh?
In Cleveland.
Him and Margaret were leaving California. They said, we're going to stop in Youngstown because that's where Jim's from.
That's right.
So Dino just sent him a text that says, hey, if you're coming to Youngstown, why don't we meet for pizza? And I didn't believe in a million years he would respond. He said, sure. We met him, Margaret,
and his
cousins. We had pizza
at
a local place here. And he's like you. I mean, who would do that? You know what I mean?
Thank you. But I have to say, and you guys know this because you live in where we did. But first, the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree, Mr. Sencia. And by that, I mean you and your wife obviously have done a remarkable job with your beautiful children. From the moment I met Dino, young Dino, a complete gentleman, very articulate, very attentive, and just a delightful young man. And that is not by accident. And you know that. I know this is preaching to the choir, but it turns out there's no owner's manual when you have a child.
That's right.
That's right.
And often, my case, my son was born when I was 28. And I thought, 28?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's fine. He's a great kid. I have to say, due mostly to the fact that his mom did a spectacular job. But I think he likes me too.
All I can say to that is ditto.
Yeah.
Ditto back to you.
There you go. And it's usually quite true. Same thing with me. My dad was the disciplinarian, never laid a hand on me, but he didn't have to.
Yeah.
But my mom was, oh my God, oh, come here, sweetheart, all of that. And so when your question is who would do that, there are so many people whom I still love and enjoy, new friends, people I grew up with, some of whom are gone. There is, to be sure, there are nice people everywhere. But in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, I always meet the most gracious, kind folks. And again, everywhere, and I'm probably a bit biased, but Jimmy's just like that. He's, and the same thing when I've been down south. People really believe it, mean it when they say, well, I sure hope y'all can come back and see us. They really do.
Margaret was so nice. His wife.
She's lovely.
Yes, she's very nice, and I was really impressed with her. And
she's Canadian, so that
I think
she gets a double dose of nice.
Before we go, we want to play some of the promos that you did for us years ago. You want to listen to these? Yeah, I don't know if you remember these.
Let me see if
we use these on Golden String Radio.
Let's see.
And
Golden String
what
Radio.
you
not
did?
Yet been canceled. That's a good sign.
Yeah, we're not canceled yet. We're still.
We're only on Thursdays now instead of Monday.
Okay.
All right.
Let's play this couple.
Let me see.
Can you bring it up real quick? Then?
All right. Let me see if I can find it here. Which one should I play?
The one with Maurice. Him and Maurice did one for
Okay.
us.
Well, all right. Let me find that real quick here. Hold on.
But these were promos that you did at a con, and we have a friend Jason who's a musical engineer, and he put music to
See
it.
if I can find it here.
And
Hold on.
they come out pretty good. We play them every once in a while on our
Okay,
show.
here it is.
Okay,
Here-
listen to this. Tell us what you think.
Here, let me turn it up all the way so you can hear it here.
Put it up to the mic there, Dean.
Hello, everybody. This is the Brain, a.k.a. Maurice LaMarche.
And this is Pinky, a.k.a. Rob Paulsen.
Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Brain, but what are we going to do tonight?
Same thing we do every night.
Try to take over the world?
No, Pinky. We're going to listen to Dino Sensia on his internet radio show, www.goldenstringradio.org.
Nerf.
Yes. Please listen to our friend Dino Sensia on his internet radio show, www.goldenstringradio.org. From Youngstown, Ohio.
Nerf. Every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m.
And every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Hey, God, that was brilliant, Brain.
Darn good show, Pinky.
Yes, I'm so glad you didn't say damn. Nerf, 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 nerf.
Wow.
What do you think of that? That's pretty cool.
Who produced that?
That was our friend Jason Murphy.
Yeah, he came to the con with us.
He came to the con, but you
Great
recorded,
job,
you and Maurice
Jason.
recorded that into a phone,
Yeah.
and then he put all the sound effects and music in there, and they came
Wow.
out awesome.
It sure did.
Speaking of a promo, I love that one you and Maurice did. You guys were bartenders.
Oh, with
And there was like a band playing Pinky and the Brain.
Postmodern jukebox.
Yeah,
and-
Postmodern jukebox.
you guys were in the back.
Yeah,
it
well,
was just funny seeing you guys in the back,
yeah.
you know, cleaning the glasses, and
And
they
it
were.
was the brainchild, no pun intended, of Scott Bradley, who is the founder and artistic director of Postmodern Jukebox, PMJ. And I'm telling you, kids, when you have a moment, just go to YouTube and search Postmodern Jukebox. What you will see, young folks, I don't mean teenagers, but folks maybe younger than 40, who are stupid talented. I mean, stupid gifted, tap dancing, singing, musical instruments, writing, arranging, and it's brilliant. I went to see them live at Radio City Music Hall in New York, and they're truly a remarkable group of original performers, and Scott Bradley has done a hell of a job. But what Dino is talking about, what Big D is talking about, is that Scott called Maurice and me, because big fan of Pinky and the Brain, and he said, we would love to do the Pinky and the Brain theme song with our lovely friend, Emily Golia. Emily Golia is just a brilliant singer, and she was going to come out and do it as this sultry chanteuse, you know, the Pinky and the
Yeah.
yes, Pinky and the Brain, and it was excellent. And we're just in the background.
Yeah, that's the funny part, right?
Yeah,
You
we're
guys in the back.
bartenders. Yeah, and then during the song, she steps aside, and the camera pulls in on Mo and me, and we start doing some chatter, and then she comes back out and finishes up the song, and then she says, brain, 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 nerf. And then
Narf.
it was like when Marilyn Monroe sang Happy Birthday, Mr. President. It was brilliant. I think we got 3 or 4 million views, but it shows the power of those characters, because they don't necessarily show up just in the context in which you'd expect to see them. They show up with the chanteuse singing with a 3-piece band that couldn't be any further from taking over the world. Or they show up on the Animaniacs will show up on the barrel of an Abrams tank
Mhm.
You know, because people want they want the Animaniacs is on the barrel of the tank cannon. It's remarkable. Same things happen to Simpsons and Bugs Bunny, but some of these shows that I've been really fortunate to work on and you're kind enough to highlight have become arguably iconic. And to be able to enjoy that before I'm too old to is just a privilege. Very few people who do what I do. Mel Blanc, of course, he got millions of people knew who he was because he was so prolific. But virtually nobody else got to go fly around the world and see, oh yeah, holy shit, these people really did love Rocky and Bullwinkle. I mean, this is huge. June Foray never got to do this. People knew who she was, but she didn't get to fly over the world and have people have them on every one of their local TV programs just because they're in town. So this whole thing, you guys, it cannot be said enough, and I will say it till I die. We have won the lottery, and we know it, but none of it happens without the kindness and support and love and utter joy that you guys use moving through the world. And it's not hyperbole to suggest, Dinos, that look at how many people you have following you and me who are not Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And that means if there are 100, there are a few thousand.
Right.
And we live in a time, a little existential, but we live in a time in which you and we're talking in real time. We're maybe, I don't know, 2,000 miles apart, whatever, 1,800 miles apart in real time. No latency, no mic noise. Rarely do things not work. And we know people take advantage of this technology often for bad stuff. They spread lies or the things they say and do to young teenagers, especially young girls, and the standards by which they're supposed to be judged and all this stuff that's impossible for many children to understand. And their parents are left with really difficult circumstances. So, sweetheart, just because you're not, 5'10" and 120 pounds with oh my God, it's so difficult. But when you do stuff like this, and when your aim and your desire, your calling is to be joyful, is to spread happiness, is to spread the good news of joy to people all over the country, whether it's in the world, whether it's 100 or 100,000 or 100 million, it doesn't matter. And you guys do precisely what we should be doing.
That's what you do too.
But I got to have somebody that lets me do it. And
right.
we really, if we're not, we are all in this together. But honest to God, you guys, and writ large out there, if we're not here primarily to help one another, when asked, what's the point, really? How many cars can I have? I love cars. I'd love to have enough money to have 50, but I'd be satisfied with 2 or 3 because there's a lot of stuff I could do with the other few $100,000, But just the opportunity to do what you're doing, spreading joy for its own sake, is, I believe, the primary reason we're here. So thank you.
And Rob, ever since when that new Lilo and Stitch movie came out a couple months ago, they brought back the Lilo and Stitch the series on Disney XD, and you voiced Experiment. What's his name again?
625. His name is Ruben. He makes sandwiches.
Yeah, and I was wondering if you could say a quote from Raymond. Say this quote. And now His Majesty will retire to his castle, where he'll rate the royal grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay. Well, where I will what the royal cheese sandwich?
And now His Majesty will retire to his castle, where he'll rate the royal grilled cheese sandwich.
Well, he will await.
Await. Okay. All right. And now His Majesty is going to retire to his castle where he will await the great ham sandwich. Cheese. And now His Royal Highness will retire to his castle where he shall await the royal cheese sandwich.
There you go.
In fact, I watched the Lilo and Stitch the series. I think of you when I watch that show. It's a great
Oh.
show.
Well, thank you, pal. That's another one of those things. That character was a secondary character, and now it's huge. It's got 2 or 3 pop figures and a couple of what do you call it? The purses that are made by the same purses and backpacks. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But Ruben, he's become quite ubiquitous. Same thing with PJ from Goofy.
PJ. Yeah.
I had Jim, myself, Billy, Jason, none of us had any idea that folks your age love Goofy movie. It's huge. It's amazing. So now all I have to meet my new friends and say, hey man, I'll see you at the Leaning Tower of Cheesa. All it does is make you handsome boys laugh.
Put
And-
Christina's, she's saying something to Rob about Maurice here.
Rob, could you let Maurice know his slate is at his agency for him in memory of his sister?
Thank you, sweetie. I certainly will. I'm going to talk to him later today, and I will tell him that.
Speaking of Maurice.
And one more question.
Okay.
Martina says,
okay.
you also did Gladstone on DuckTales.
I was Gladstone Gander. That's right.
Okay, we got Maurice here. We have a triangle.
Triangle.
We had Randy Rogel at the top, and we had Rob now. To complete our triangle, we need Maurice.
Great.
If you could, with your power, if you could let him know,
I will
we'd love
get
to have
him.
a podcast with Maurice.
Yeah, you should. He's great, and he will. He's well, you guys have met him. He's just
Oh yeah,
great kid.
Maurice is just like you. I mean, you guys are like brothers.
Well,
You
we
know.
are, and you know what? So are you guys. We are all. We feel like we're all related to one another, because the bond doesn't have to be DNA or blood. The bond is joy. Is it we, and I don't think it's hyperbole. I tell people all the time, I'm in the happy business.
Right.
And when I meet people like you who've developed this wonderful product on Golden String and there at the Youngstown Studios and all that, look what you guys have accomplished. You've been what 5 or 6 years now?
We've been doing Golden String since 2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So,
podcast is just this year.
okay, great. So that's like 11, like 13 years.
Yeah.
12,
Yeah.
13. Okay.
15,
And-
actually.
15?
I think 15 years.
Right.
Great.
15.
But you are still at it. You love it. And you're doing it for the noblest of reasons, because you can. And that is everything. We are all family. And I would even be so presumptuous to say we're all family out there
Right.
too, especially in the context of trying to make each other joyful.
That's
my
what all
God.
these, that's all these comments. We don't have enough time to read all these comments, Rob. But it's all about how they love you, and you're the
Well, thank you.
greatest. And Christina's going to get another tattoo somewhere on her
Okay.
body, and she says it's worth the pain to get another tattoo. But we're going to have to wrap.
You
Our
go right ahead, Pat.
producer BJ let us go a little over, but we want to wrap it up, Rob. But I want everybody to make sure you read this book here. It's great.
It's
this
called-
book here,
It's called Voice Lessons.
Thank
Voice
you.
Lessons, Rob Paulsen.
Wait, let me see.
I mean, we can't tell all the stories.
How a couple of Ninja Turtles, Pinky, and an Animaniacs saved my life.
Yeah, and that's not hyperbole. That's the
We
truth.
want to
Those
thank
characters- yeah.
Youngstown Studio with
Thanks,
BJ, our
Youngstown Studio,
producer.
our BJ, our producer.
And before we go, we got one more thing here.
We got one
Okay.
more thing. We got one more thing.
I made this
Okay.
last night. I made this last night before I went to bed.
Of course you did.
You see that?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dino. Laughter,
You're welcome, buddy.
Wait, I gotta
laughter
get
is
it
the
right
best medicine. the cool thing is you can't OD, and the
And the
refills
refills are free.
are free. And
Rob,
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's you. But hey, Rob, thanks so much for taking the time to.
Oh, please.
We're just a little show here in Youngstown, Ohio, but you're a big star, and
Yeah. Well,
and you took the time to be so kind to Dino, my son, and all these Facebook friends of Dino's. You know, that's why your line is so long.
thank you. Well, I
You're
will never
welcome back
be able to thank you
anytime.
guys.
You're welcome
Anytime.
back
This
anytime.
is a pleasure.
Okay.
And thank you, folks at the Youngstown studio. Great job. Love to your family, Mr. and Mrs. Dino, and young Dino's sister, and all the rest of you. I look forward to giving you big hugs soon.
I hope so.
And all
Where are you going to be?
lovely
Where are you going to be before the end of the year? Anywhere before the end of the year?
Going to Orlando, and then I'm going to where am I going? New Orleans. I don't think I'm going to be up north. I'm going to be in April. I'm going to be at a convention in Detroit. So
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll get there a little bit earlier, stick around a little bit, and maybe we can meet up somewhere and I can buy you guys dinner. I would love that.
Oh,
Well, come to Cleveland area or Pittsburgh. We're real close. We'd love to
Great.
see you, Rob.
Will do. And thank you all
And-
so very much. All you folks out there,
I'm gonna say something.
sisters, Martina, everybody.
And to end the show, can you say good night, everybody, and Narf?
Good night, everybody, and Narf.
All right.
Thanks, Rob.
There you go.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, you
Bye-bye.
guys.
God bless you, buddy.
Thanks, Rob.
Love you
God bless.
all. Take good care.
God bless.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and